Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfella, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, man. Last night we had a Fox card. Let's talk about it. I seen the co-main event and the main event. I know they had some fights on FS1 as well, but I ain't paying no attention to those. So let's talk. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Check the fight reaction playlist. Talk about the co-main event and main event. And Angulo fought. He lost versus a nobody. It's time for him to hang it up, but I'll get there. Let's talk about the Lara fight. I mean, it's 2 weeks in a row. It's probably going to be 3 weeks in a row next week if Ugas fight. That Fox going to have terrible fight cards on. I mean, last night was atrocious. I can't stand Lara at this point in his career. I mean, Lara is a boring fighter. I mean, you lucky. I think I seen him once throw more than 2 punches last night that I can remember. And that's the type of opponent that you supposed to take out. You know what I'm saying? And Fox went out here and got three fighters for 3 fights in a row, PBC to put on Fox. And Sean Porter, Lara, and Ugas, who nobody wants to see. All right, all their styles is boring or just trash to begin with. And last night, Lara was just tough to watch. It wasn't a Vendetti fight. Vendetti was trying, you know what I'm saying? And you go back and look at the fight in the beginning, you know, Lara landed some good straight left hands. But you know what? Lara just, you know, them Cubans ain't no killers, bro, at all. You know, we were talking on the phone, me and Line Killer. I was like, they don't take no chances. He said they took a chance on the boat coming over here. And that's the last fucking chance they ever took in their career. And Lara don't take no chances unless he on the brink of getting stopped by like Angulo or somebody that's bringing the ruckus or bringing the pain. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't really no threat, Lara not going to take you out. And don't nobody want to see that shit. Don't put no Lara on my TV screen no more for no main event. I don't care what his contract say. I don't care how good of friends Al Heyman or he want to do back. Man, pay Lara some money never to fight again. This dude had an opponent just like Sean Porter, which it was a showcase fight where you supposed to showcase I can knock this joker out. And Lara didn't do it. Lara was landing some good left hands. You know what I'm saying? He was landing a lot of them, and like he do. He landed left hand like it's the amateurs. He rolled out, admire his work, or roll out. And then he let Vendetti, recover instead of, throwing 2 or 3 or 4 shots at a time. You know, Lara's just not an exciting fighter at this point. I mean, never have been, but you can't put Lara in there with a subpar opponent. If Lara is going to be in there fighting somebody, you got to put him in there with somebody upper echelon every time. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as people see Lara on TV fighting and they see him pity pat roll, they going to turn the fucking TV. Don't nobody want to see that, bro. Put Lara on bounce. Put him on showbox. We don't want to see him no more. Vendetti, he didn't belong in there with Lara at all. He did not belong in there with Lara. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? He was trying. He had the generic style to beat Lara as far as pressuring. He was strong. He had a strong base. He was strong up top. But he didn't know how to train it. He didn't know how to really use his jab and weave and feint and get on the inside. And when he got there, it's because Lara just probably didn't have the juice to move his legs like he used to. And he was working Lara, and he hit Lara with a good straight right hand at one point that kind of buzzed Lara a little bit, but he couldn't capitalize on it because he a limited fighter. You know what I'm saying? And this is who Al Heyman go get. Like, out of all the 154 pounders, you could have gave somebody an opportunity to come in there. I'd rather have seen him fight Kamaga last night. I'm not sure if he would have been able to make it over here. Y'all should have got Saddam Ali or something to get in there and fight with Lara last night. Don't nobody want to see that bullshit. Real talk. Don't nobody want to see that bull jive. And they did this for 12 funky rounds, man, where Lara landed 1 or 2 good effective shots and he'll roll out. He just can't put 3, 4. He would have put 3 or 4 shots together. He would have dropped this guy and got this guy out of here. Him and Sean Porter, this is two fighters that don't deserve showcase fights. They deserve a tough fight every time out, because when you give them an easy fight, they make it unbearable. They make it harder than they have to be. And don't nobody want to see it. Like I said before, it ain't Vendetti fight, but Vendetti came in there to fight. He just didn't have the tools in his box to do nothing with Lara. And he couldn't really hurt Lara other than that straight right hand he landed later in the fight. He couldn't really do nothing with Lara. And Lara just still sat there and let this dude hang around for 12 rounds and didn't take him out. You don't deserve no showcase fight. You supposed to box this dude up in the U-Haul truck, in the U-Haul box, and dump him in a motherfucking river and be done with him. This fight should have been a 2, 3, 4 round fight at the most. And take Lara to get in here. Don't put him on the TV no more. Please, God. Put him on FS1. Put him on Showbox. Put him on Friday Night Fights. But I don't want to see Lara no more, bro. I don't even care. I don't want to see him at 54 no more. He's 36 years old. He should have made the gusto already. I don't want to see him versus none of the guys he already fight. I don't want to see him versus none of the guys at 54. If he want to bust a move, nigga, it's time to move up to 160. Fight Andrade. Fight Jamal Charlo. Y'all not training no more together. Go chase a belt at 160. I'm tired of Lara. He's garbage. He's trash. Like I said, not as far as his skill set, but as far as his ability to please crowds. He don't please nobody. You know what I'm saying? They tried to find him a little Angulo type of guy, Vendetti, and he just wasn't on that level. If he not gonna be in there with the top middleweights, man, I don't want to see him in there with the junior middleweights no more. I consider him fighting Jamel. That'd be a cool fight, but other than that, I don't want to see him versus Rosario. I don't want to see him versus who else you got down there? Charles Conwell. I don't want to see him versus Tony Harrison. I don't want to see him versus Lubin at this point. I don't want to see this dude versus Goucher. I don't want to see him versus nobody. You know what I'm saying? I want this dude to get up out the division, go to middleweight, or retire. Do us a favor, retire. We don't want to see you no more. After that fight last night, you and Sean Porter can never fight again, and I won't shed no many tears. This won't be no two. This dude went out there and fought like a bitch last night. I'm sorry. He fought like a scary bitch. It's different if you in there with Jamel, Rosario, Lubin, and you got to fight a safety first fight. I get it. You in there with a guy that shouldn't have been in the ring with you for more than 4 rounds. And you don't go back, get your check, and look yourself in the mirror and say, you think you deserve to be main event? You think the fans deserve to go through this? You think Fox deserve that? They don't deserve that. I don't even like Fox, and they don't deserve that. I wouldn't wish Lara on my worst enemy to watch. Real talk. They need to cancel. He's done. Unsubscribe from him. He's trash. Don't want to see him no more. Unless he at middleweight fighting somebody relevant. Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? Big Charlo. Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to see him at 54 no more. Don't want to see him pity pat roll. And Greg Vendetti, he tried, but I don't want to see him on my TV screen no more. They couldn't go find Yuri Foreman. Is he still active? You know what I'm saying? Please take Lara off. Please do not abuse us no more as viewerships. If you want to put Lara on Fox on main event, make sure somebody else got a top fight on at the same time. Because Jose Ramirez and Jose Ramirez and Victor Postal happened at the same time, I would never have even peeked at that Fox fight. You know, but this is what they want to put on. Fox gonna end that contract. Real talk. Fox gonna end that contract. Let Danny Garcia and Errol Spence not do good pay-per-views. Fox gonna get them the Manolo boot and kick their ass to the curb, and rightfully so. And it ain't our fault. You know what I'm saying? The issue is that You know, Al can't get his fighters to do him a favor and fight for short money. And it's terrible, okay? And then I think Angulo fought this Hernandez guy last night. Man, I get better fights at the senior citizen home. People say, oh, that was a great fight. I don't want to see them two slow motherfuckers punching all day. And don't forget, Caleb Truex was supposed to be in there. And apparently he got sick. I don't know if he got food poison or whatever it was. But he got sick and he had to pull out the fight at the last minute, and they put this Hernandez guy in here. This dude record wasn't even that good. It was like, 14-8, and he gave Angulo all he wanted and some. Angulo was so slow, so trash. I'm looking like Peter Quillen. I didn't see that fight with Peter Quillen and Angulo, but I'm looking like Peter Quillen had to be trash to lose to Angulo. Angulo was slow last night, and it's a little bit harder when you can't. When you older and then you try to train and you had that time off. So maybe Angulo didn't really have the amenities that he needed as far as sparring and working out and stuff. So he maybe it was hard for him to get started. Once he got started, he really didn't really ramp it up like he used to in the old days. And it's over with. Hernandez showed that, he wasn't even a top 15 fighter. And he came in and he beat Angulo. Angulo been done. I'm surprised he moved up to 168 pounds because I never really envisioned him a guy that could jump up 2 weight classes. I thought he'd be below average at 160 or right around an average 160 fighter. But, they was trying to line up the winner Caleb Truex and Angulo to fight Caleb Plant. So I guess Caleb Plant gonna just fight Truex next. This is the second fight Truex and pull out of. He pulled out with Peter after him and Peter Quillen had a technical decision due to head clashes. Then he pulled out versus Peter Quillen again after he blew his Achilles out, and then he pulled out Angulo with an illness. So with him pulling out, what I'm saying, it might be beneficial to him that now he could just walk right into a Caleb Plant fight. But walking into a Caleb Plant fight, he ain't really had the fights to be there. So maybe they make Angulo fight somebody. Maybe they make Caleb Truex fight somebody else. I don't know what Caleb Plant gonna do. At this point, they might as well do David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. Benavidez don't, deserve to get another WBC title. If he wasn't Hispanic Mexican, WBC would probably sit him on the pine for a year. And he should be banned from the rankings for a year just for being irresponsible and not making weight, and then the whole cocaine thing. He should be suspended for a year. He should go fight Caleb Plant. Ain't no point of waiting, but we don't know if he can make the weight, but they give him another gift title. And like I said before, we need a black belt for black fighters to fight for. You know what I'm saying? If all the black fighters fought for like 1 or 2 black belts and left the IBF and all them behind, it can happen. But black people not strong enough to sit there and do that. They can get Magic Johnson and all the business guys, Floyd Mayweather, and they can do 2 belts, and all the black fighters, the urban fighters, can fight for those 2 belts. But they're not gonna do that, man. They're gonna keep giving their money to the WBC. The WBC gonna keep pouring their money into their neighborhoods and not doing shit for nobody else in neighborhoods. Keep giving it to the WBO. He gonna get pouring it into his neighborhood. Keep giving it to the WBA. They gonna keep pouring it wherever they stationed at in Colombia, whatever. And the IBF is the only one stationed in America. So I don't know what they doing with their money. But hey, last night was terrible for Fox. Fox got to be thinking about cutting PBC pulling the plug on them, giving these fights. But then again, it is a pandemic. But I heard the schedule was supposed to be fire, and then it ended up being this. But we'll wait and see. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, share video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? CJ Good 313 is the Cash App. That's in the description. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love, support. Check out our fight reaction playlist. Let me know what you thought about the fight last night. One time for the one time. We gone.